Hey guys, how you doing? So we have a KingBolen K7 scan tool. This is their newer design for 2025. You can see it's a little different than their typical K7 that they've had out. This is an all-system scan tool with free lifetime updates. It's kind of cool because you've got this tire tread overmolding, which makes it kind of neat. It looks like a tread of a tire. But here's the side of it. You actually have two threaded inserts right here. I'm not sure what those are for. If anybody knows what those are for, drop a comment. Here's the bottom. You got your both USB-C and USB-A ports on the bottom. And you got a power button up here. And on the back, you do have a camera. Very nice, solid feeling scan tool. And I'm going to read off the specs to you. And then we're going to connect this to my 2016 GMC Sierra. So this is an all systems, so it'll scan every module on a car. It runs Android 10, has a 1.8 gig processor, has 2 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of ROM, 7-inch touchscreen, 1280 by 720 resolution, 13 megapixel rear camera, 2.4G and 5G Wi-Fi, 6,000 milliamp battery, 31 resets, a 4-in-1 graphing ability, has ECU coding, has 17 languages, supports FCA auto-auth compatible vehicles, so 2018 and newer Dodge, Chrysler, Fiat, Jeep. This will work with that. You just register the scanner on the auto-auth website. Has online coding for Volkswagen, Audi, Mercedes, BMW, and Porsche. Has online calibration for Volkswagen, Audi, Skoda. Has PMI for Ford, Lincoln, and Mazda. Has component matching for many makes and models. And like I said, has free lifetime updates. So let's take a look at this, and then we're going to get it connected to my truck. Alright guys, so here's the main screen whenever it first boots up. You've got a store right here. You've got OBD, you've got scan, you've got reset. These are your special functions. And I'm going to scroll through. I'm just going to let you read off what we've got here. So pretty good selection of resets or special functions, whatever you want to call it. Repair info. I'll scroll and let you see that screen. Of course, your updates, where you're going to go to update the software. I've already done that. You got modules, so you can buy additional hardware for this. You've got the battery tester, the oscilloscope, printer, video scope, and TPMS. You got file, so if you save a waveform or anything like that, it'll be listed here. You got pre-repair, post-repair, BLE report, and other. So easy to find all that stuff. And then, of course, you got your settings right here. So pretty easy to follow layout on the scan tool. Does come with, obviously, the VCI, USB cable, and charging brick that you would have to put the appropriate adapter on to plug it in if you're here in the USA, but it's got all your European connectors also. So with that said, let's go over here on the truck and let's give this thing a try. All right, so we're connected here on my 2016 GMC Sierra. I've got the VCI plugged in. I'm just going to hit scan and we're going to see what we got. Now, the cool thing I like about this, you've got all your easy to get to buttons right here. So you've got your auto search, which is what you're going to typically want to push. But if you've already been connected to some cars and you want to just quickly go back to the history, you've got your history right there. You've also got OBD and your IM readiness monitors right there. You can see that button. I'm going to go ahead and click it. We'll just give it a try real quick. I'm going to hit enter. Now, it showed you how many readiness monitors were set and how many wasn't. It was saying that one was not set. So I want to see which one that is. EVAP monitor saying not ready. I've never had that problem on this vehicle, so I'll have to take a look at that. Got 4 pages there, as you can see down at the bottom. Anyway, let's go back. Go back again, and we'll get into the we're just going to do an auto search. Now you can also see you've got quick check print. You can scroll, and you've got all your vehicles right there. If you wanted to manually select one, you can also, over on the right, you can select only American vehicles, European, Asian, Chinese. You get into the upgrade. Of course, I'm just going to hit not that. Get rid of that. We're going to go back to the auto search. And we got health report, system scan, system selection, and common functions. Let's take a look at the common functions real quick. This has the M5U transmission. So here's all the hot functions, I believe is what they call common functions. So let's go back. We're going to do a health report, which is going to scan all the modules. All right, so let's see. Man, do I have codes in all those modules? So the electronic brake control module, I'm just going to hit the down arrow and open up the code. Let's see, this will do a report, so I may have to do a report so I can kind of keep track of this. Okay, the TPMS sensor, inflatable restraint sensing. Lost communication. That's interesting. Last time I looked, I did not have all these codes. Lost communication. I don't know what would have happened to set all those codes. But anyway, we'll get into the settings here in just a minute. But first, let's get into the let's go to the engine control module, and we're going to take a look at the graphing and see what kind of actuation test and that sort of thing. Okay, let's get into data stream. We'll just do engine data. We're not going to go through every single module. This is just kind of a take a look at this scan tool type deal. We are going to pick us out some PIDs here because I want to take a look. Okay, look on the oil pressure. You can see where it says about 32 psi. If you click that down arrow, you can, on the fly, you can select whatever kind of value you want, whatever you want it to read in. So that's pretty cool. And if you want a graph, you just click it and you've got your graph. Go back, and if you want to graph more than one, we're going to let's see here. Save sample, compare sample, report, combine, record. Okay. Not exactly sure. It said 4, so I'm just going to pick 4. We're going to hit OK. And there's our 4 graphs. The graphs are colored, so they're easy to see, and they appear to be very responsive. But I wish that it would select, or that it would allow you to select, or not select, but I'm going to cancel. I don't want to do that. I'm wanting to put 4 up on the screen at the same time, but it might not let you do that. We'll open up the individual graph. Keep hitting that button up in the upper right just to see what it does. But you can see you can save the sample, compare the sample, report, record, or combine. Looks like is the options that it's giving you there. Select all, search. Let's take a look at the actuation test. This is the bidirectional test that this scan tool has for this vehicle. And I'm just going to scroll through and I'm going to let you take a look. Looks like the full list of bidirectional tests that most scan tools have. We'll go back and we'll take a look at the special functions, learn functions, and reset functions. So it appears to be really a pretty much a full-blown scan tool for actually a pretty relatively cheap price. There we go. Okay, cylinder 4 hit seven misfires. 15. All right. So cylinder 4 is definitely a problem. Got 20 misfires on 4. It's misfiring right now. So what I'm doing, I'm going about 50 miles an hour. I'm in high gear, and I'm just barely pressing on the accelerator to try to get it to accelerate. And you just feel a constant misfiring. All right, guys, so you got a couple options on this. You could swap plug wires if they would reach. In this particular case, they won't reach. Number 2, which is this one here, will not reach over here to 4. 4 will reach over here to 2, but 2 will not reach 4. So about the only thing we can do at this point really is pull the number 4 plug out, since that was the cylinder that we're having all the issues with. And of course we'll take a look at it, but if we don't see anything wrong with it, I'm going to swap it over here to 2 and then drive it again and see if the misfire stays on 4 or if it switches over to 2. So let's do that real quick. So the plug doesn't look bad. Oh, well, I take that back. It does look bad. Look at that. It's completely cracked. So there you have it. We don't need to swap them at all. So it looks like we're going to need another plug, and this will probably fix this problem right up. Anyway, that was quick and easy. Yeah, cracked plug. Anyway, guys, that is pretty much it. This is the KingBolen K7. This is a 2016 GMC Sierra. Just doing a little walkthrough on this scan tool. Appears to be a pretty nice little unit. If you're looking for a scan tool in this price range, consider this one. Seems like it works pretty good. You guys take care.